Good morning, friends. I am Dr. Sriram from Visakhapatnam. Today, I would like to discuss about Ram Setu, a bridge between India and Sri Lanka. And the point of discussion is it a natural formation or man-made? Ram Setu, as known in India, is a bridge made up of a chain of natural mineral shoals or man-made structure between Pamban Island or Rameswaram Island in Tamil Nadu, India, and Talai Mannar in Mannar Islands in Sri Lanka. Ram Setu is also known as Adam's Bridge, Nala Setu, and Setu Banda. As told earlier, the Rama Setu is a bridge of about 30 miles length or 48 kilometers long, and it separates the Gulf of Mannar on southwest and from the Park Strait on the northeast. The bridge is submerged in the water, and it is known to be 100 meters wide and up to 10 meters depth in the sea. So as told earlier, the point of discussion is it naturally formed or man-made? In 2017, in a debate in American Science Channel, they say that the Ram Setu has evidence suggesting that the bridge connecting India and Sri Lanka was man-made and not natural. An archaeologist says the rocks on the top of the sand actually predate the sand, which imply that the stones are placed on the sand and they are not formed simultaneously with the adjoining sea sand. This adds credence to the age-old Hindu mythological text in the Ramayana, which claims that the Ram Setu bridge was constructed under the guidance of Lord Rama. If you take the archaeologist from Sri Lanka, Dr. Deranayagala, who is a consultant to government of Sri Lanka, said that Lanka was an extension of Indian subcontinent for so many lakhs of years, as shown in the picture. However, as we know, the tectonics are moving and India is moving towards north, and it is believed that the Sri Lanka is moving anti-clockwise little away from India over a period of time. So he says that the last separation from India would have occurred around 7,000 years ago. The Hindu scriptures mentioned about Setu a long ago. And according to Hindu belief, the events of Ramayana took place in the Treta Yuga around 5114 BC. This was first described by famous sage Valmiki in an Itihasa. Itihasa implies that it's an historic event and that happened in the Indian continent. As per the Ramayana, the Ravana, the king of Lanka, abducted Sita, wife of Rama, from India, and hence, with the help of Vanara architect named Nala and crores of Vanara tribe warriors, who are monkey type human tribe, laid a causeway on the sea between India and Lanka, which was described as a 100 yojana length, around 33 kilometers bridge in those days. A detailed description about the Setu, as mentioned in Valmiki Ramayana, is given here, which states that Nala on his part initiated a monumental bridge in the middle of the ocean. The monkeys filled the ocean with all types of trees, and They also built strings on the sides of the bridge to keep the stones tidy and not falling as in when they are traversing. So this describes very clearly about all the steps that have undertaken during the construction of the Setu. Ramayana says that the 100 Yojana bridge was constructed in 5 days as described in the Yuddhakanda chapter 22nd Sarga and in the 66 to 70 slokas of Srimad Ramayana. This is a record available from long ago and widely believed as a true itihasa, a depiction of a really happened history in India. Going further from the ancient history to the medieval history, it was recorded in the history that this Setu was usable or passable on foot until the year 1480 AD, and after that period, India and Lanka, which is known as Ceylon in those days, was ruled by Portuguese, French, and British for about 300 to 400 years. These rulers have changed the belief systems in both the countries from Hinduism to other religious belief systems such as Buddhism, Islamic, and Christianity, etc. If the Ramayanic episode described in the Valmiki Ramayana is to be believed, then it is also told that after the killing of Ravana in Lanka, Vibhishana, the brother of Ravana, requested Rama to destroy the bridge so as to keep the Lanka island safe from other kings' attacks. So it says that Rama himself has broken the bridge at 2-3 spots so as to make it unpassable. That is a historic belief. But however, in the present scenario, you can see the satellite picture of Setu and the two endpoints, that is Ram Setu in Dhanushkodi in India and Talaimannar on Sri Lanka side. This is also a picture taken from the space, just presented for more clarity on the Setu, and you can see Dhanushkodi and Talaimannar on both sides of the Setu. This is a more higher resolution picture from the sky. You can see the Setu was broken at many places, but however, the structure is clearly visible in the sea. Recently, the ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, scientists have made an elaborate study using the US satellite laser beams, and they made undersea mapping of the Setu, and it shows that the Setu was there on the seabed, and 98% of it is submerged in the seawater. But this is the first time a three-dimensional picture of the entire Setu is obtained using satellite signals on a scientific manner. At one point of time, the government of India proposed to make a Ram Setu project so as to dig a channel for ships to pass through the Park Strait. And their studies shows that The sea level is about 3.5 meters above the Setu, and they indicated that the sea levels changed over a period of time, and they also reported that about 18,000 years ago the sea level was much lower, and hence it is possible to make a link between Dhanushkodi and Talaimannar in those days. ISRO's studies have shown that 98% of the Setu is underwater, and it shows that the Setu is about 8 meters above the sea floor and it is about 100 meters wide. However, the Setu had 11 narrow channels with a depth of 3 to 4 meters, which was not suitable for bigger vessels to pass. That is why the Indian government wanted to have a Setu Samudra project to have a channel for sea-going vessels. So what are the indications of the scientific studies about Setu? Archaeologists says that the Indian subcontinent and Lanka are moving tectonically, hence the present bridge may not be there long ago. However, the recent satellite pictures shows that the rocks in the Setu are not formed in the sea, and they might have been brought from the other places. Supporting to that evidence, even now we can see floating stones available near Rameswaram. So the study shows that the sea level was increasing for a period of time, and the sea level was much lower about 7,000 years ago, and now the Setu stones are merged under the present sea water level. In addition to the growing sea water levels, there are two sites bombardment of sea to the Setu, that is from one side Gulf of Mannar and the other side Park Strait, and hence the erosion of sand, tree trunks and stones that are available in the Setu might have eroded little faster than the usual material under seawater. In addition to these scientific studies, earlier scriptures also reported the availability of smaller islands between India and Lanka, which also helped Nala to design a Setu between Lanka and India. So leaving apart the Setu, whether it is natural or man-made, now the government of India and government of Sri Lanka are proposing to have a bridge between the two countries, which will be around 23 kilometers long. So if that comes, a similar link between India and Sri Lanka will be established again. Thank you.